Now, the Minister for Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration has denied claims that a Ghanaian medical student who died in Cuba was refused medical care. Erasmus Kluche is alleged to have died on the 7th of May from diabetic complications after his mates couldn't pay health workers to treat him. This claim has since been denied by Scholarship Secretariat, and now the Foreign Affairs Minister Shirley Ayoko Boche, who has circumstances surrounding the death of Erasmus, has falsely been propagated on social media. Yeah, thank you so much. As usual. Thank you very much.
Today, because of social media, all kinds of things get into the public domain, and it is difficult to even sift through to see what is the truth and what is not. We received the news of the death of the second-year student Kluche with a lot of concern. But what is important is that he was not denied any kind of medical attention. That is very important. There's been a few conflicting stories, but I've received some briefs on the matter, and I know that the relevant authorities are dealing with it, including the GMPC who sponsored him, and of course the family and the Scholarship Secretariat. They are dealing with it, but we are keenly following what is happening, and I'd be grateful if you can share when the full report is released, if you can share the full report with me so that I can at least know what exactly happened. So that's what I wait for before I make any, but there's no point in making any statement on this matter at this point. So far, what I have received point to the fact that the first information which came out, which said he was not giving medical attention quickly and so on and so forth, that is not true. But we will wait for the final report, which hopefully you will share with us so that we know exactly what happened, and also share with the family, because they are in pain, because he was a child who had a lot of promise to change his family and change his community and change society, but that was not to be. So, Ambassador, thank you for coming. We will wait to hear from you on that matter, but as always, I can assure you of Ghana's support for Cuba. Thank you.
Now, the Minister of Foreign Affairs made these remarks when Cuban ambassador and officials from the Ghana National Petroleum Corporation, GNPC, paid a working visit to the ministry. Executive Director for GNPC Foundation, Dr. Dominic Edia, says the remains of Erasmus Kluche will be flown into the country after the autopsy. Meanwhile, Registrar of the Scholarship Secretariat, Kingsley Ajimang, says some claims by disgruntled medical students in Cuba are exaggerated. Mr. Ajimang says specifically about the complaints of poor quality of food being served, the students, they were due to cultural differences which made the dishes unfamiliar. He spoke exclusively to myself, as students can now confirm their arrears of monthly stipends have been paid, following numerous complaints on social and traditional media.
Put it in perspective, Cuba is a communist society with a lot of restrictions. International transfers take a lot of time, and students, like since 1960, will be embarking to Cuba for this medical exchange program. The practice has always been to be paying within a quarter. Till I think between 2013 and 2016, or 2009 and 2016, where the handing over notes that I received from my predecessor show the stipend outstanding of about 10 months, and also show that tuition had not been paid for 2 consecutive academic years. So that was the situation. Fast forward, from 2017 upwards, all outstandings were cleared and students are paid every quarter. There are now 2 categories of students in Cuba. We have GMPC sponsored students and we have the Ghana Scholarship Secretariat sponsored students. Our students I can speak to. So our students embarked in April last year, and as a practice has been, we pay them every quarter. Beginning of the year, we wired money for the first quarter. It took a lot of time before it got to Cuba. It is a normal practice. There are instances where you do transfers. It sits as Ghana International Bank in London for a lot of verifications because of the various restrictions that we have in Cuba. So the money was transferred about 2 months ago. Mission received it last week and credited the students' account last week. So in crediting students' account, too takes a bit of time, especially when mission is understaffed. When I say mission, Ghana mission in Cuba, Havana. So payments went for the first quarter. So we can put on record that students on Government of Ghana sponsor students. The deal that Dr. Alhaji Bawumia brokered for the less privileged community, 76 of them, have been paid up to 31st March. And a letter from the Havana mission is here to confirm that. We have started the process, as I speak with you now, for second quarter and third quarter. There's a request at the Bank of Ghana to make transfer. Bank of Ghana will, within 48 hours or 72 hours, will effect transfer. It may take about two weeks to get to Cuba. So it means that we've started early. We pay in quarterly in arrears. So touch wood, latest by end of month, the second quarter, and even the third quarter would have been paid. So obviously, there's a government that takes the welfare of its citizenry when they take them out for training. We hold them in high esteem. It can never be true that students have been neglected. I mean, let me express my condolence to the family of the deceased, the Erasmus family. Erasmus was not one of our sponsored students, and the information from the diplomatic cable indicates that he had a pre-existing medical condition of which I can't disclose, and that escalated and it led to his death. I cannot speak for the GMPC because I know Dominic is doing his own speaking to the media, speak to the media kind of, but definitely it cannot be true that students have been sent for 14 months and they've been neglected.
When I received this voice note I referred to earlier, the student says that indeed he had arrears of about 7 months, and it was 5 of those months were paid at a go yesterday. So when you say that it was advanced quarterly, he disputes it flat.
No, I'm not saying they are paid in advance. So what I said, we pay quarterly.
When I said advanced, I mean okay, are advanced quarterly.
Yes, so we advance quarterly in arrears. What it means is that there's an arrangement where we pay at the end of the quarter. However, depending on availability of funds, we're able to even pay ahead of the quarter, like what is going to happen in this second quarter and the third quarter.
So there are more funds available now?
Yes, no, funds has always been available.
Not available in the past?
No, funds have always been available, because if students have been paid up to 31st March, it means that first quarter has been cleared. First quarter of this year has been cleared. Second quarter.
Just first quarter they were owed. They were owed up to 7-8 months in some cases.
I don't know which kind of students you are referring to. If this is Ghana Scholarship Secretariat sponsored students, then I'm saying to you that Ghana Scholarship Secretariat sponsored students have been paid up to 31st March 2021. And that funds for the fourth quarter was also transferred. But you see, there are instances when there are government transitions. Mission staff, as I speak with you now, the ambassador is in Ghana here. The deputy ambassador is also in Ghana here. In Cuba, for instance, there was a peculiar issue about one of the head of chancery who finished, he's a civil servant, public servant, who completed her term, and I think came back in Ghana somewhere in November, December, thereabout. We don't recruit for the foreign missions. They go through a process of the foreign affairs. So I could say that maybe there was a gap in terms of human resource to be able to work with funds that have been transferred. Because if ambassadors were called and deputy ambassadors were called 2 months to the election, as it has been the practice, and a key public servant also finish her term and money gets to the mission, signatories and things, those to work on will take a bit of time. So even though I've not heard a voice, but I do also dispute that there could have been maybe some outstandings getting to the latter part of the quarter.
If that's indeed the case, why did we not see that, if I'm going by your words, in 2009, when, there was a change in government, why were there no delays at the time, as you told me?
Who says there were no delays?
You said at the beginning of the conversation that there were no delays until the period 2009 to 2016.
No.
Came to meet this.
I just took a year to start with, where there were possible transitions, and I said to you that between 2009, when I took over from 2017, the handing over notes that I received, I have not received handing over notes preceding 2009, so I can't speak to it.
Oh, I was under the impression when you were saying.
Oh, then it was a wrong impression.
They were always paid until 2009 to 2016. Then that would mean that in the years in the prior to 2009.
No, I do not have the handing over notes preceding 2009. I have post of 2009.
So there was a delay because of the change in government.
Yeah, then we continue the transitions and things that gets to the fourth quarter. Everybody that is in public service knows that the fourth quarter of every election year comes with a bit of hitches, and even the first quarter, when either there's a change of government or there's continuation, it comes with a bit of hitches, and there could be delays. So we even issued a letter to all our missions that first quarter was likely to delay because of transition. And let's not forget that at the time we didn't even the first quarter we did not even have a finance minister at the time. That was when
but the budget had been read in the previous year for the first quarter of this year.
Yes.
Which means that it's better.
Yes, but you see, appropriation is quite different. Okay, so usually the budgets are read for the whole year, but appropriation is for the first quarter, 31st March. So I have my spent. Let's say if it's 200 million approved, but releases of budgets according to quarter differs. Okay, it's not a cast in stone where maybe you have to divide your whole approval for the year by 4, and it goes by at every quarter you have to have a fourth of it. No, it doesn't work like that. So for instance, in the first quarter, funds that were released was very, very, very little to take care of some few teething and very critical issues. In second quarter, huge amounts were released.